Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm the Book Geek, also known as Kiava, and this is my very late summer TBR. So I do seasonal TBRs, and we still have a little time left before fall gets here. So I got some time to still read, even though I'm still reading some of my spring books, winter books. I got to get caught up on my reading. So I'm going to spin this wheel 6 times today, but it is not guaranteed for me to read 6 books. I just like to have different options. So I want to have 6 different options to choose from. Most likely I will probably read about 4 of the 6 books that I'm going to choose today. And I've added some new prompts to the wheel, which is why you see these Post-its, because I have not laminated the circle titles yet. So I just wrote them down on Post-its real quick and added them to the wheel. So I'm going to go through some of the new prompts that I've added and what they are about, and then we are going to spin the wheel. Are you ready? I love TBRs, even though I don't always read all the books. So we have anticipated read. If it lands on that, I'm going to be reading one of my most anticipated books of the year. We have first letter of my name. If it lands on that, I will choose a book whose author shares the first letter of my name, which is the letter K. So I'll be reading from an author whose name begins with the letter K. Sexy cover, ebook, audiobook, book I think I won't like, YouTube/booktube pick. If it lands on that, I'm going to open up BookTube via YouTube, of course. I'm going to open up BookTube, and the first book related recommendation I see, I am going to read that book. Paperback. And one of the newest prompts that I think I'm the most excited about is Uno. So I went out and purchased a pack of Uno cards, and I came up with different prompts for the different types of cards that I want to use if the wheel lands on Uno. If the wheel were to land on Uno, I would shuffle the select cards that I've chosen, which are the reverse card, the skip card, the draw 2 and 4 card, and the wild card. Whichever card gets chosen, I have a prompt for that card. So for instance, if it lands on reverse, I am going to give a book a second chance. So I'm going to read a second chance book, or I'm going to reread a book, or I'm going to go back and finish a book that I started but never finished, or start a book that I was supposed to read previously but never ended up getting to. If I choose draw 2 or draw 4, I have to choose 2 or 4 more books to add to my TBR to read. If I choose skip, I get to skip a book. And if I choose a wild card, I'm going to spin the wheel again, except this time we are going to spin and decide a book to read based off the color that the wheel lands on. Now, I'm going to be adding more colors to this wheel, including black and white, because this wheel only has a select few colors. But if it lands on wild, we're going to spin this wheel again. And if it lands on orange, for instance, I'm going to choose a orange colored book to read. And the last one here that I've added is secret book. So if it lands on secret book, I am not going to disclose which book I've chosen, and I'm going to do a secret vlog video or some other video surrounding that secret book. Okay, and so now that we have gotten all of the new prompts out of the way, let's add one to the missing spot here, and let's spin the wheel. And we have 2+ authors. I'm going to choose a white circle before I choose a Post-it. And by the way, I have a shit ton of laundry folded up on the couch that I have not put away yet. So just ignore that you know, that pile of laundry in the back. At least it's folded, except for those clothes right there, because I just took those down. But, you know, just ignore that. Excuse the mess. We live here. First spin. Whoa! And it has landed on Goodreads Choice Award. So let's take Goodreads Choice Award out. And we don't have to add another one because we have paperback here. So, second spin. Poll pick. For poll, I choose 4 books that I'm interested in reading, and then I put it up on Instagram and let people vote on which one they think I should read. So we're going to take poll down, and we don't have a post-it here, so we're going to add one from the bag. Mood read. Third spin. Oh wow, we have Goodreads Random Generator. We already have a post-it here, so we don't have to add another circle. This is our 4th spin. Okay, so it landed on 2+ authors. 5th spin. We have paperback, author I love. So if anybody knows me, they know if it lands on here. They know who I'm gonna pick. Last spin, here we go. That's gonna be so much fun to play. So we are going to turn this over to the table. We'll be at a different angle when I come back, and we're gonna see which Uno card gets selected. Fun. Okay, so we have our Uno deck here. I have already shuffled the cards. What do we have? Oh, we have draw 2. So I'm going to be spinning the wheel 2 more times and choosing 2 more books to read. Okay, so I have to spin the wheel 2 more times. Serves me right. Okay, so I'm going to add another prompt to the wheel. Oh, we have any. So if it lands on this, I can pick any goddamn book I want to read. Even though I pick any book I want to read any goddamn way. 7th spin. New release. And I just recently purchased a bunch of books, and some of them are new releases, so that one should be fun. Last spin. Woo! We have any book you want to read, sister. So now I am going to decide what books fit the prompts that were selected, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys which books I've chosen. So firstly, I'm going to show you guys which 4 books I chose to put on a poll. I'm still waiting for answers to come in, so you probably won't see which book was chosen for the poll until the end. But for poll pick, I have My Best Friend's Exorcism. I have Shelter for the Damned, which I'm very excited about. Actually excited about both of these. I have An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green and Elevation by Stephen King. So for paperback, I decided to go with a book that I had started a while back as a buddy read, and I never finished reading it. I was, I like the book, but I wasn't enjoying it as much as the first book in this series. But I do want to finish this because there's a 3rd book that was recently released, and I want to read that very badly. So I have to finish book 2 before I can get to book 3. And that is the sequel to You, which is Hidden Bodies by Carolyn Kepnes. So I'm about halfway through. I'm going to attempt to finish this one. If you don't know, the first book, You, is about a guy named Joe. He's very, I don't know, intelligent, charismatic, but he is very sinister, and he has a habit of stalking women that he becomes attracted to and weaving all kind of webs to make them fall for him as well. And he ends up hurting these women most of the time. And this is the sequel to that. We are following the same character, Joe. And so I really like to finish things that I start. So I want to finish this. I want to read part 3. For new release, like I said, I just recently ordered a bunch of books. For my 34th birthday this year, I decided to buy 34 books to celebrate my 34th year. And so I have a bunch that I already bought in July, and I have a second order that I recently made, and those books have not come in yet. But one of the books that was in that order is The Taking of Jake Livingston, and I'm going to insert a picture right here. I love this cover. This book was released in July. In this story, Jake can see ghosts, and he's already having a hard time fitting in at school, and having this sort of supernatural power does not make things any less complicated. But he's going to meet and come into contact with a ghost that goes by the name of Sawyer. He was a school shooter. He shot and killed some kids at his school, including himself. And he is haunting Jake, and he has plans that include Jake. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it says Get Out meets Danielle Vega in this YA horror where survival is not a guarantee. Anything that is getting compared to Get Out, I want to read it. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I think this is going to be interesting. It's coming in the mail. It should be here soon. I'll be reading this one for sure. For 2+ author, I chose a smaller book because I think I can get through the smaller books quicker, and that is Gwendy's Button Box by Stephen King and Richard Scheismar. Is it Scheismar? And if you know me, you know I love Stephen King. I don't even need to know what the fuck the book is about. If Stephen King is on the cover, I'm going to read it. I don't even remember what this one is about. I think someone gives someone a box to keep safe and something crazy happens. So let's see what it's about. Up here it says, take care of the box. It gives gifts, but they're small. I'm not going to read this whole synopsis, but this last sentence says, the reward for safeguarding the box will transform her life in ways Gwendy could never imagine. But the price to pay for her failure could very well mean the end of everything. So I'm assuming that anyone who is in possession of this box has to pay a price for safekeeping this box. We shall see. It sounds good. Does this have illustrations? Has illustrations on the inside, like at the beginning of some of the chapters, I think. So yeah, can't wait to read it. I love Stephen King. For any, I chose one of my most recent purchases. You will see this in my June, July / birthday book haul video that is coming. And that is Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. This is the graphic novel version of this book. And when I saw it, I just had to have it. I also love that when you take the dust jacket off, that the actual hard cover is illustrated as well. I love that. I believe this is a story about a young man who is in the elevator and he's meeting different people at different stops along the way on this elevator. So I believe the young man in the elevator is seeking revenge due to the shooting death of his brother. I just think it's going to be riveting. And in this format with the pictures, it's going to be heartbreaking and hardcore. And, you know, I haven't read the novel, but I love graphic novels and I wanted to read it in this format. I probably will still give the novel a go, but this is the one for any that I chose. For Goodreads Choice Awards, I'm gonna grab my handy dandy book journal here that I don't keep up to date as much as I should. So what I have here are the printouts of 2019 and 2020 Goodreads Choice finalists, options, whatever, including the winners as well. And so I think I'm going to go with one of the ones from 2020. So should I pick best fiction, best mystery and thriller, best historical fiction, best fantasy, best romance, best science fiction, best horror, best nonfiction, best memoir and autobiography, best history and biography, best graphic novels and comics, best poetry? That'd probably be the easiest one. If I'm being honest, graphic novels, comics, and poetry are quick to get through. I also have best debut novel, best young adult fiction, best young adult fantasy and science fiction, best middle grade and children's books, and best picture books. I have to find a better way to decide which category I want to choose from. Gosh, I don't know, guys. I don't know which category I should choose from. I'm thinking graphic novel. Oh, I see a graphic novel here that I really want to read, and it is on my list of books to read. Okay, let me see here. What about poetry? I'm trying to pick books that I already own because I already spent too much money buying books. So I'm trying to pick books that I already own. So let me see if there's any on the list that I already own and then I don't have to buy a new book. Oh my God, I'm literally about to go any, mini, miny, mo. The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. That is a horror book. That is the one we're going with for Goodreads Choice Awards. In this story, we have 4 American Indian men who are going to be haunted by some sort of entity that is hell-bent on revenge. I've always wanted to read this book, and what better time than now? And for Goodreads Random Generator, let's generate. And we got 9. So now I'm on my books. I filter it out so only the books that I want to read that I haven't marked as read yet are on this list. And I'm going to count to 9. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have Tigers Not Daughters. I don't remember what this book is about or why I added it to my list, but I must have been interested in it at some point because I did add it here to read. So let's see what it is all about. We have the Torres sisters, and one of the sisters falls to her death from her bedroom window. A year later, her 3 younger sisters are still consumed by grief. Strange things are going to start happening around the house. Mysterious laughter, mysterious shadows, mysterious writing on the walls. The sisters begin to wonder if Anna really is haunting them. trying to send them a message and what exactly she's trying to say. This is a young adult magical realism contemporary story. The poll pick winner is Elevation by Stephen King. These are the physical books that I already have. We have some that's coming in the mail and the poll pick book. So I'm gonna go start reading, okay? Let me know down below if you've read any of these books that you've seen me talk about today. Which ones do you think I should prioritize? What did you rate some of these? No spoilers, please, though. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you know each time I post a video. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.